All right, we have Claudia with a bunch of iPhones. Tony, not Tony, with Anthony. Tracy. Then we have a whole bunch of 2 iPhones and a Waterloo auto glass.
If I can figure out.
And we don't have the gel yet.
North Texas Attorney at Gmail is.
Yeah, there's 2 iPhones and a Waterloo auto glass.
I don't know what that one is.
Maybe the gel's doing it from Waterloo auto glass after they got flooded.
Just be careful when you pick one of those iPhones. I can't help you see.
So I've got to guess which one it should be.
Yeah, and if it's not something appropriate, you can get them out quickly.
I can.
Like the attorney who FaceTimed you yesterday.
We're waiting for the jail. Should I just let all these people in and see what happens? I need to find the lawyer. So I'm just let them all in. This is mom and dad. We're just waiting on the jail. Yeah. We lost somebody. There's the jail.
Can I turn it up?
All right, Ms. Saxey, are y'all ready?
Yes.
You'll need to unmute Mr. Casillas.
There we go, Your Honor.
There you go. I do have a copy of the mental health assessment, and just for the record, I guess we had 50% of a hearing recently, so I remember what was said and done during all that. You can go over it again if you wish to. I'm going to take that into consideration for the purpose of today. Did you want to call your client to testify?
I will, Your Honor. I also want to put on the record that I have confirmed through Tony Fox, who I think is part of the MHMC for Collin County, that Nexus has no problem if my client has a GPS monitor. She can still be part of their program and live there.
Okay.
Even though I know it's not lockdown. I know the court was concerned about lockdown.
Right. Okay.
Yes, and I can't see who else has come on. Do I have a Kelly Saxey has shown up?
Yes, she's on.
Okay. I'd like to call her as the first witness.
Okay. Ms. Saxey, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God. But you have to unmute also. Can you hear me? Yeah, you still have to unmute. Little red button.
Okay, sorry.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
Kelly Saxey.
And do you spell the last name the same as my client, Ms. Taylor Saxey does?
Yes,
Okay. And what's your relation to my client?
I'm her mom.
Okay. So you've known her all her life.
Yes.
Ms. Saxey, can you please inform the court, like some of the different diagnoses Taylor has had over her lifetime?
Starting with addiction, of course, PTSD, ADHD. It seems like every time she goes in, there's some little something they find out differently that might be going on. But I know she's had a lot of trauma, so I would assume that that is mental trauma from all the things.
And I've talked to you on the phone a few times. Do you sense in your daughter a real desire to get treatment?
I do.
Okay.
This is not the first time, but she's done something different this time that I've not seen before. And that was she pulled God into her life, and I've never seen that. So it gives me hope.
Have you ever known Taylor to be a violent person, physically violent?
No,
Okay.
no.
And obviously, we're not here today to talk about the merits of any charges, but you don't approve of breaking the law, correct?
I do not.
And you're not going to cut your own daughter slack if it was shown that she broke the law.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Do you have anything else you think you need to inform the judge of as far as whether Taylor would be willing to comply with having an ankle monitor?
I do believe that she would comply. She did 28 months sober, completed a probation, and never had a blip or any problems at all with that. I think she fully does want and desire all the help that she can get to get over this hump, to live a productive life. And she has been productive in the past. In her 28 months of sober, she paid her taxes, held a job. And so I fully expect her to be able to do that again with the proper counseling that she can get.
Okay, now I want to give you a hypothetical, Ms. Saxey. Let's say the judge grants us this relief of GPS and going to Nexus and being out on this mental health bond. And then you find out later she's absconded and you know where she is. What are you going to do?
I'm going to turn her in.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Does the state have any questions?
Just a few, Your Honor. Ms. Saxey, I believe you said your daughter has never been violent in the past. Is that right?
She's not ever been violent towards me, and she has been, she had a little blip where she had to defend herself, but nothing that she's done herself to start any trouble or, no, she's not been violent in that manner.
Okay. So would it be, do you know about her arrest in 2021 for assault?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Okay.
and that should have been, they should have done away with that because it was proven by video that it wasn't her fault, that she didn't start that.
And do you have any indication that you think she'll relapse or not be able to successfully complete any of the treatment?
I always have hope that she's going to be able to complete treatment. And I think with the right mental health care, that she will do fantastic.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from this witness?
Nothing else from this witness, Your Honor.
You want to call the other witnesses?
Has a Joshua Majors checked in?
I'm assuming it's,
AGERS.
we have Waterloo Auto Glass. It's muted though. I'll just unmute it. We'll find out if this is Joshua.
Okay.
Hit that red button.
Okay, there it is. I
There we go.
apologize.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm
My
assuming
first time
you're,
using a cell phone, it looks like.
are you Joshua?
Yes, sir, I am.
Yeah. So the answer is yes, he's here.
Yes.
Did you want to call him and testify?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call Mr. Majors.
If you would raise your right hand and be sworn.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, stuff you got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Joshua Majors, Magers.
Okay, Mr. Majors, I'm Mr. Casillas. We've actually talked on the phone a few times.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. Please just answer the question I ask, okay?
Yes, sir.
How long have you known Taylor Saxey?
4.5 years.
Okay, and you know that she's had some problems with some mental health issues and some addiction issues, just in general.
Yes, sir.
And when you and I first spoke, did you make some comment to me about if she gets out on this GPS, you're willing to even to help her pay some of the monthly fees till she's up and running again, as far as, you know, having a job and having, you know, a way to support herself?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it wouldn't be the kind of situation where she gets out and all of a sudden she's just not paying.
No, sir. No, I'm willing to help her with it. It's, as long as she's trying, going to the program and that stuff, I'm willing to help her with anything towards that.
Okay. Have you personally ever known Taylor Saxey to be a violent person?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Have you gotten to talk to her much since she's been in the jail this most recent time?
Yes, sir. We've talked, once or twice a week. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you sense in her a commitment to try and get better?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I've known her a long time in and out of the program, and she really seems like she wants treatment and wants to make a change. This is, it seems like it's kind of scared her, woke her up a little bit. So,
okay. Do you have anything else you think you need to inform the court of regarding what we're here about, which is not whether or not Taylor committed crimes? That would be something down the road. Just about whether Taylor should get this mental health bond and be put in Nexus and have the GPS monitor so we'll at least know where she is.
I'm in the program myself and have dealt with this stuff myself. And that's how I met Taylor, was when she was in sober living before. She worked for me for a time here in Austin. And I know when she was sober, she was working the program and complying with sober living and involved in lots of service work and all that kind of stuff here in the Austin area. And she really seems like she wants that life back. And she seems to really regret her mistakes and want to be sober again and want that life again.
Mr. Majors, I'm going to give you a hypothetical set of facts. Let's say the judge grants us this mental health bond, puts her in Nexus, puts her on the GPS, and then all of a sudden you find out later, I don't know, hey, you see her walking down the street in Austin. What are you going to do?
Oh, I'd turn her in. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Because being away from Nexus is not going to help her, is it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Does the state have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor, just a moment. Mr. Majors, where did you say you met Miss Saxey?
I met her in Austin when she was in, she'd gone through a treatment center here in Austin, Texas, and then it was living in sober living in Austin. And she worked for me for a time as a cashier.
Okay. And what do you know about her mental health issues?
You know, I don't know a lot about the mental health issues. I mean, I know that I know that she has them. I know that she's on medication and been on and off medication in the past. That's about all I mean, I know some of it, not a lot.
Do you know, is most of your knowledge about her through, I guess, as substance abuse treatment?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, we're good friends, and but it's mostly, yeah, substance abuse and that.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defendant?
Just a couple, Your Honor. Mr. Majors,
Yes, sir.
how long did Miss Saxey work for you as a cashier?
A year and a half, 16 months, something like that.
Okay, and what was the business that she was being a cashier at? What was the nature of the business?
It was a full service car wash and oil change center and do auto glass and stuff. It was a car service center in Austin.
Any problems with her having been your employee? Any not showing up for work? Any being rude to the customers? Anything like that?
Absolutely not. She was wonderful. We'd hire her back in a second. She was great with the customers, showed up on time, hard worker. You know, we hire a lot of people that are in sober living and that kind of stuff. And she was, you know, kind of above and beyond, like, you know, helping others that were new to the program and meetings and, you know, and just that kind of stuff. So yeah, she was wonderful.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Anything else from the state on this witness?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Do you have any other witnesses?
Your Honor, is there a Joseph Bushas on the list?
I don't think so.
Okay. And how about an
I think we have
Amber?
everybody that's here is here.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't see the names is the problem from where
Yeah.
I am.
We don't have anybody else.
Okay. Well, then I would like to go ahead and call my client, Taylor Saxon.
Taylor, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Taylor Saxey.
And Ms. Saxey, you know, we're not here to talk about whether or not you committed any offenses. I'm not asking you any questions directed to that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now you do understand the court has some current concerns about the Nexus program not being locked down in nature. You understand that?
I do. I do.
Okay. And are you willing to wear a GPS monitor that will tell where you are basically at all times?
Yes, I will. I think it's a good idea for not only for me to get out, but also for the accountability. You know, I need the accountability. I think that's a good thing.
And you know you can't cut that thing off.
Yeah, no.
And you got to charge it up according to the schedule they give you.
Yes, sir.
You got to keep it charged. You can't let it run out of energy.
Right.
Now, Taylor, what do you think would happen if this judge does give you this mental health bond, does order the GPS, and then you don't follow the program at Nexus? What do you think is going to happen to you?
Oh, I think I'll be right back here. I think that I will have kind of flushed my chances of amending things, doing things, not only with myself, but with everyone else that I've kind of, I don't want to do that. So I think that I would be right back where I'm sitting right now. It would be a waste of all of our time.
Okay. And you're willing to put up with those restrictions on your liberty that I've talked about with the GPS and the Nexus program?
Yes, I think, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Any questions from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Saxey, what past treatment have you gotten for your mental health issues?
I've been to the C Center in Plano. I've kind of struggled with my mental health since I was young, maybe like 9 to 10 years old. I've had a little bit of like sexual and like other types of trauma growing up. and different types of abuse. So I've struggled with depression and anxiety and feeling normal, I guess you could say, with people around me. So treatment for that would look like a lot of it kind of intertwined with the drug use, really. So I've kind of got a lot of help from that for my mental health through going to drug treatment programs. And then
Ms.
I've
Dexter, I don't mean to cut you off. What exactly is your mental health diagnosis?
I've been diagnosed with PTSD, severe depression, an anxiety disorder.
And
Opioid.
when were you last diagnosed?
The last diagnosis I received was maybe 5 months ago, 6 months ago. But it was just kind of the same diagnosis. It was whenever I was at the C Center.
And were you given, or have you been prescribed medication in your past?
Yes, I have.
What medication?
So I've been prescribed Seroquel, Prozac, fluoxetine, lithium, Depakote.
All right. And are you getting medication since you've been in jail?
Yes, I am.
And do you feel like that medication you're getting in jail is helping you?
I do. I'm struggling right now with sleeping. I sleep a little bit, but whenever I fall asleep, I have nightmares. I have frequent nightmares. So that's kind of my issue right now. But my depression and my anxiety is pretty at bay, I guess you could say. It's just the sleeping thing that's the nightmares, really. If I could, but then that comes with, I think, doing like a little bit of therapy maybe to help lessen them. I don't know.
And I know this may be a bit tough to talk about, but have you been suicidal at all in your past?
I have.
When was your most recent suicidal incident?
It was right before I went to the C Center. So those few months ago, I was like, I know you're not asking me why I attempted suicide or anything, but I definitely was like, I had relapsed, when COVID happened, I relapsed. And I had been trying to deal with like an assault and the loss of a child and all these things and keep myself like afloat with living a double life, I didn't want to disappoint everyone else around me. So it was overwhelming. And I think that, yeah, that's what happened. So.
And have you had any suicidal ideations since your last attempt?
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defendant?
Nothing from the defendant, Your Honor, and we'll go ahead and rest on our case in chief.
Okay. Anything else from the state?
Your Honor, just a moment to read the criminal history. In 2017, Ms. Saxey was arrested for DWI and possession of a controlled substance. That possession of a controlled substance was eventually dismissed, and the DWI was pled down to an obstructing. In 2021, she was arrested for possession of a controlled substance category 1. That was rejected by the prosecutor's office, and she was also arrested on 2 separate counts of assault bodily injury, where she was released without prosecution on both of those cases. And the state rests at this time.
Any argument from the state?
Due to the numerous amount of charges and the mental health assessment at this time, we would oppose a PR bond.
Yeah, you have a lot of charges. Here's the thing, though. I think we're going to take one shot at getting you better, okay? You need to go the Nexus program, successfully complete the Nexus program and any aftercare with that program, okay? So that means if they want you to do an intensive outpatient or intensive inpatient after the Nexus program, you got to do that, okay?
Yes, sir.
You'll have to have a GPS on you the whole time. The way this usually works is you come see me once a month. You'll have to call Tony every week. Tracy's here for Tony today, so you'll meet Tony at some point down the road. If you are in a program such as Nexus, we're not going to have you come out of the program, come say hi to me. We're going to leave you in the program, but we'll be monitoring. You'll need to sign releases to allow Tony Fox to have access to your records and your treatment, that type of thing, okay?
Okay.
Tracy, did you want to share anything at this point? You're muted. Still muted.
Oh no,
Okay, you're still muted.
you're muted, Tracy.
The red button. There you
Yeah.
go.
Sorry, I don't do this all the time. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Okay. Tony asked me to let you know that when you're released, there'll be a folder in your property with her information in it, as well as a card with her phone number for you to call. And she wanted to make sure to tell you to call her tomorrow.
Okay.
Let her know you're out, okay? Good
Okay.
luck. I'll see you at some point. As you talk to Tony, she'll let you know what you need to be doing and those types of things. If you're having any issues, make sure Tony knows so we can help you with whatever's going on, okay?
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
luck. All right, thank y'all.
Your Honor, Your Honor, may I say something real
Thank you.
quick?
Yes,
I just want to make it clear, because I do think my client needs the help, that if she completes Nexus, does the aftercare and gets out, that the GPS is still on her, at least until you determine that it should not be on her again.
right. Once we know what her living situation is, we might monitor that or change that requirement. There also might be a DWI charge that we don't have a bond for. Is that
I'm working with court one right now to see how to get that one done.
okay? We're gonna try and get court one to sign a PR bond on that one, so that we can get her out as soon as we can. Tracy, do you know when she's going to wind up at Nexus?
I don't, Judge, sorry.
Okay, well, tell me back later. I guess we'll find out, and we'll coordinate a release to Nexus. Mom, were you going to take her to Nexus? Is that how it was going to happen?
It just depends. I'm waiting to be told what to do. So.
Okay. Well, as soon as we know something, we'll make sure everything happens as fast as we can. Okay. Good luck, everybody.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Judge.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Your Honor.
Yeah, train. Thanks, Chelsea.
Thanks.
You got it
Bye,
right
Jack.
today.